Another fabulous person. We've had the pleasure of having him on our platform before. Thank you for the emphasis. And then he went off to Fort Worth and did some work, and now we're happy to have him back on our platform. And we truly want to welcome Rashard Garrett.
Got a lot of energy moving through me. I feel kind of emotional. Good morning. Like to thank, did it again. Petra. It's different from up here. There's a lot of light. You can't see well. Thank Petra for that great introduction. It came to me earlier that as she introduced me, she called me Rashard Garrett, which is the name that I go by. But it does not encompass all that I am. Just like no form of identity encompasses all that we are. And so that realization, of course, begs the asking of those essential life questions. Like, who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? These are the questions I pondered most of my life in the midst of growing, but now I am knowing, not only thinking, my third eye is blinking. At times I focus and have lotus as I contemplate my life's meaning. I've learned to deeply probe myself so I can first meet the know thyself and soak up rays of light, forever reaching to grow myself. So who am I is the question I first proposed. And if you read between the lines of my prose, my intent is that it shows that I am, yes, we are, metaphorically and metaphysically, a rose. Yes, a rose. Yet we are not just a typical ordinary rose, no. We are that atypical, extraordinary rose that patiently grows up through those typical little spaces and holes way down deep within the cracks of concrete. Now, some of us as seeds sometimes seem to lack faith or simply disbelieve in the greatness in which we are indeed to achieve. So for some, there exists a faithless feeling of being forever trapped in concrete. And yes, that concrete of which I speak is but a symbol for the collusion between fear and doubt, as well as the attachment to comfort, which can become for us some of the greatest enemies of our dreams. So I say that to say, if it ever appears, or it seems, that our lives are falling apart, that we have the ability, literally, to remind ourselves and remember that the living of life is an art, and thus be at peace while we walk in holy grace, knowing beyond the shadow of a doubt that those parts and pieces are ultimately falling perfectly into place. How? Why? Because you and I automatically inherit the inherent traits of perfect peace, grace, and of course, once we place within our source, our undying, undenying faith. Yes, faith. I have read that faith, with the measurements of a mere mustard seed, may miraculously muster up enough might to move mountains. But at times it appears that no matter how hard I push or shove, this stubborn concrete above my head just won't budge. But still, I refuse to lose faith, nor move to judge, nor hold some type of grudge from spite. No, because at our core, I know that we are much more. We are the essence, the very presence of universal love and light. Yes, light. When I look out, I see a magnificently orchestrated symphony of light. Now, some may find this difficult to believe, but in the beginning, when the Creator first created and birthed the heavens and the earth, I was there. Well, actually, to speak a bit more accurately, we are always here. So I'd just like to say that I first heard, before I first read, those very first words when the Creator first said, let there be light. So it is no coincidence that I place a bit more emphasis upon this spiritually enlightening process, what I have termed metaphysical photosynthesis. Because see, although I know that we are all limitless and most infinite, I must admit that there exist moments in which I tend to just forget the truth of who we are, and when I do, the light that I thus emit becomes similar to that of a teeny, tiny light bulb. Yeah, you know the kind you just might find flickering on and off in the back room of some seedy, grimy nightclub. But see, once my light's plugged back into spirit's love and my switch is flipped from the position of hopeless to refocus back by the power of about 1,000 supernovas, well, I begin to radiate with the pinpoint accuracy of a laser beam, no longer feeling the need to even chase my dreams, because through the magnetic magic within the universal mind and my own mind's imagination, I found that we can simply sit back, seek to become a vibrational match to that which we wish to attract, bridging the gap before we act, and in the process, embrace our dreams. And in fact, it seems lately that my dreams chase me, which has enabled me to see that we are all capable of being and doing the most amazing things, more than the face of this place we call Earth has ever seen. Because like I was saying, we were happening before the physical birth of this Earth, before the duality and polarity, as well as the sense of separation due to the lack of unification of the yin and yang. In fact, I would suggest that we are more similar to the singularity, which is thought to have been happening right before the theoretical Big Bang. Therefore, we more than just so happen to have been happening before there was even a such thing as being before. So why not before being more? Nevertheless, before I even begin to close, I would just like to propose that you and I exist as ancient souls with spirits as old as love, currently manifesting our destiny within 3 dimensions with the intentions to be as bold as love, which reminds me of the Jimi Hendrix experience, except this time, instead of being caught up within the throes of drugs, no, this time within this rhyme, because this rhyme, well, it's mine, I foresee that we shall overdose on love. And that is my truth. And I am, yes, we are everyday expressions of universal truth. I've heard some say that the truth hurts. Yet within the same breath, I've heard some say that the truth shall set us free. Now, I know for myself that there's never been a day in existence in which we had not already been free, yet if we were to forget that truth, then I believe that it is the seeking, reaching, then speaking of our truth which shall reset us free. Because see, as for me, I have never experienced more hurt than within those moments in which I have chosen not to have spoken my truth. For I am word. And since my cause and my word is all that I got, well, I figured that I could finish this expression of who it is that I am by professing who it is that I am not. See, I am not the immature fool that I once was so confused to be. And I am not as emotionally removed as I once proved to be. And like my favorite MC, Eminem, Slim Shade, I am not afraid. I simply refuse to be. In fact, I am, yes, we are, whoever or whatever it is within each present moment that we so choose to be. And right here, right now, with my peace, my grace, my light, my faith, my words, my truth, I bloom, I choose to be love. Yes, as you may have guessed, I am, yes, we are, yes, eternally evolving, yes, forever unfolding, yes, as an ever-expansive, yes, rose bud, blooming wherever we are planted, because before we ever descended or landed upon this planet, I have a feeling that we had already chose love. I am, therefore I love. And I love, therefore I am. And right here, right now, if you were to ask me, who am I? Why am I here? Where am I from? I would reply, better yet, I would respond, that I am, yes, we are that divine idea from the mind of God whose time has come. My time has come. Thank you.
Thank you, Rashard.
Glad to have you back. Me too.